Bell burst onto the midget racing scene, and you guys had your respectful rivalry for a while, and you were going head to head when you raced on dirt a lot. You had your little hiccup 4 years ago that seems like you guys moved past, within a year. Um, Now you don't really get to race each other on dirt very much. So it's mostly NASCAR stuff. How has your relationship and respectful rivalry evolved over the years between you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely evolved for sure. I think I hated seeing him beat me all the time on dirt. Like it really not affected me, but it pushed me to get better, which was nice. So I appreciate that as a competitor. But yeah, I mean, he was in the same equipment as me and beating me every night for 3 years, it seemed. Um, and then yeah, I would say once he got to NASCAR though, like I don't know, I always loved like really liked seeing him do well, and I think that's because I like to root on guys that come from the dirt background and whatnot. So um, yeah, whenever he wins, I don't get as upset as when I did when he was winning dirt races. So having us battle for championships in the past together, or trying to make the final four like this weekend. I think it's cool, and I think it says a lot about the dirt racing community and drivers there outside of just us too. So yeah, it's we've had, like you mentioned though, lots of battles, lots of first and second place finishes, both in NASCAR now and dirt. So I was happy to see him get back into dirt this year, but I don't think it went as well as he wanted it to. So now he might be retired again. But no, it's still cool to race them on Sundays.
Given the question from Nate, which I thought was a good one, do you feel it would be easier to have the guy you're racing against for this at Martinsville be somebody who is a teammate from a manufacturer the same as yours, or does it make it harder that they're not? Like it would be easier if you had somebody from Hendrick, somebody from Chevrolet that was in the Bell situation with you?
No, I don't know. I mean, no, I think I would prefer it to be how it is now, because if it does come down to where, you know, let's just put it there, I would rather move Bell than have to move, William or Chase, right? Like, I think we would all probably have that same answer. I think that's where it just gets sticky and difficult. So, but yeah, I don't know. In a perfect world, I've outscored Christopher on points, and Chase or William are leading the race at the end of the night, and we can get 200 cars in. I think that's the goal. But for us in the five team, the most important thing is that we find ourselves in the final four.
So I was going to ask you about being 36 points up and do you think about all the things that could happen? You seem to have a mindset that doesn't do that. Like, oh, you got to plan for it, but there are, you can make yourself crazy that way. But then I started thinking about with your answer, if you feel like if you have to move Bell, when would you? What would you move Bell for? Is it no holds barred at the end, or you have your compass, your moral compass, etc., as Jack Roush used to say.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can't tell you on Wednesday. Like,
Yeah.
you don't really know what the race is going to look like and what position you're going to be in, and what the stakes look like at that moment. So, it's Martinsville. If it came down to it, and Bell needed to pass me to make it to the final four, I would expect him to move me. So that's just the way it goes, and I'm sure vice versa would be the same. So yeah, but like I said, it's Wednesday. I don't know what it's gonna look like. We'll see.